Pray for Captain Ibrahim Traore if you are a true African and believe in his leadership styles and qualities, as well as some major developmental projects is undertaking in Burkina Faso. Now, if you also believe that this man is serving as an eye-opener for other African leaders, don't forget to always pray for him. There's a very, very powerful Ghanaian man of God, a major prophet, of course, who has given prophecy concerning this young gentleman leading Burkina Faso to the promised land. Now, this prophecy requires that we should all, as Africans, pray for this young man. Before we proceed, we share video on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, we share video on other social media platforms as well. You would get a full video on YouTube at Vimbas. A very, very powerful Ghanaian man of God known as Prophet Ibrahim Uche is the leader and founder of Rain House Chapel International. He has given a certain prophecy concerning Burkina Faso's president known as Captain Ibrahim Traore that requires all Africans, all people who believe and follow the new development that Burkina Faso is undergoing to pray for this president of Burkina Faso. Now, according to Prophet Ibrahim Uche, while praying, he saw a vision from God that, had Captain Ibrahim Traore battling certain external forces. He said he saw 3 darkness ahead of this president of Burkina Faso, and he was actually fighting to overcome this darkness, meaning there were certain major Western forces that were fighting against him to overthrow him. So therefore, he needs to be extra vigilant and extra careful. You should also always not forget to stay on guard and pray. Now, he acknowledged the fact that this man is doing very, very well for Burkina Faso. He's serving as an eye-opener to other African countries, or other leaders. So he said all Africans shouldn't forget to pray for this leader. Now, there is a development that has started trending as reported by BBC for the past few days now. Let us watch the video of Prophet Ibrahim Uche's prophecy to Captain Ibrahim Traore. Seyeba, we will continue this particular video.
Burkina president we should pray for him. That young talented guy, we have to pray for him. Africa should pray for him.
Vimbas.
Assume the yes. We need to pray for him because we didn't grab Africa, right?
Yes.
How about one manipulating a chair? Like a Pope manipulating of our browning sound. Some Pope way, and then what is strange, wow, they're strange things. Burkina president. We should pray for him. That young talented guy, we have to pray for him. Africa should pray for him. Assume the
Vimbas.
We need to pray for him because we didn't grab Africa, right?
Yes.
How about one manipulating a chair? Like a Pope manipulating of our browning sound. Some Pope way, and then what is strange, wow, they're strange things.
So welcome back. Once again, if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. So to those of us who don't understand Twi or certain languages that the man of God used, what he's trying to say in brief is that we should remember Captain Ibrahim Traore in our prayers because he saw 3 darkness ahead of him. Western forces were trying to fight him and overthrow him. Meanwhile, he's doing very, very well for the people of Burkina Faso, and in return, putting Africa on the world map because it seems everyone is keeping tabs on the development happening within Burkina Faso. Now, what is the new update concerning Captain Ibrahim Traore? Now, to be honest with you, it seems, the Western forces fighting him, specifically France, US, and UK, are trying to find fault with him and, probably find leverage to storm Burkina Faso and overthrow him. Mind you, this is not the first time they've done that. They did same to Gaddafi of Libya. Libya was fast developing. They were enjoying freedom. They were enjoying wealth until America stepped in and overthrew, Gaddafi. Till date, Libya has been running down and down. Now, Human Rights Watch, a human rights, firm that has been undertaking human rights projects across the whole world. They are advocates of human rights, made a particular post concerning Burkina Faso and its leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore. According to them, almost say Captain Ibrahim Traore in the month of March alone, this March 2025, killed over 130 innocent civilians. 130 innocent civilians. And according to BBC, in their report sourced from Human Rights Watch, Captain Ibrahim Traore Ekum Omo. Now, this was how they reported the news. At least 130 civilians were killed by Burkina Faso's government forces and allied militia in March near the western town of Solenzo. Human Rights Watch HRW says in a new report. That was how BBC Africa reported this news. Now, a fast check on Human Rights Watch portal also had them filing the report in this way. Burkina Faso Army direct ethnic massacre. Armed forces militia kill over 130 civilians. Reprisal killings by Islamist armed group. The Burkina Faso Army led and participated in the massacre of more than 130, possibly many more, ethnic Fulani civilians by pro-government militias in the western Boussil du Muhun region in March 2025. Human Rights Watch said today, mass killings of civilians by government security forces, militias, and Islamist armed groups amount to war crimes and other possible atrocity crimes. So what they are trying to do is to label Captain Ibrahim Traore as someone or a leader or a president who has committed war crime. And this offense ain't easy. Once somebody better so it means they may find a basis to come to your country and overthrow you because they are looking for fault. That is what they did against Gaddafi. Now, mind you, a very powerful Ghanaian prophet of God, Prophet Uche, who has given prophecies concerning Donald Trump months before it happening, his assassination, the death of Pope, months before it happened, a whole lot of prophecies. Vice President of Ghana falling sick, it happened, and other major plane crashes across the world. He gave this some years, some months before it happened. So he has track records of having his prophecies fact-checked correctly. Now, with regard to this Human Rights Watch and BBC propaganda that they are trying to dent the image of Burkina Faso's leader, a lot of people have come out to speak concerning that news published. Now, Nitrogen was the first person out. Said, West hypocrisy, DR Congo insecure, Uganda under military rule for 40 years, killings every time, Kasisi killings, to mention but a few, but never acted against the rule because he serves his masters well. Since Traore went to Russia, they started to push propaganda every time to have him destabilized. Hypocrites. Another person, Geoffrey Bigo wrote, said, this is propaganda to paint Traore in bad light. This is exactly what France and America did to Libya and Gaddafi before eliminating him and destroying Libya. Lie. This to your gullible whites and not Africans. Russian also remind me, how many did King Leopold kill in Congo? Another person wrote, oh boy, here we go with the Western BS propaganda. Human Rights Watch is a first org used to undermine African leaders and governments who don't subscribe to the ideologies of free market and exploitation. Chukwuemeka Aaron said, fake news merchant, this is bad on arrival. You want to sell your propaganda just as Yahya did to Gaddafi, Thomas Sankara, Lumumba, Idi Amin, and rest of African heroes. BBC Africa, we know better now. We know our history, and your propagandas won't work this time. So, a lot of people believe whatsoever that BBC, Human Rights Watch, and propaganda. There's nothing truthful about the report that they found. However, the West have their own way of undertaking their missions. And most of the time, their missions are successful. It was set here, Captain Ibrahim Traore, in our prayers. We have to remember him. If not, they may succeed. So, what do you have to say concerning this news, the prophecy, the update from Human Rights Watch? Kindly write under our comment box. Once again, we are reminding you, share video way, and you haven't subscribed. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please do well to subscribe. Thank you very much.
Vimbaz TV.